Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another development showcase. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new ladder resource. Before we go any further, I just want to let you know, even though this isn't technically a release, like some of the other development showcases, this resource is available for download in an alpha form right now in the link in the description. And by the time you're watching this video, it might even be available in a beta form, which just means it's a little more stable. But if you're watching this video a day after its release or 2 days after its release, alpha version, ready to go, link in the description, enjoy. So, what is the ladder resource? The Inferno ladder resource adds one thing to the game, and as the name suggests, it's ladders. These ladders are interactable and can be placed pretty much anywhere. So, without any further delay, I'll show you what that looks like. Now, the ladders themselves can be pulled out of any vehicle that you list in the configuration, at least at the time of recording. So at the moment, the only vehicle I have set up is the default fire truck. So to get a ladder, all I need to do is get within range of the truck, open up my text chat, and type ladder collect. And there we have it, I have a ladder in my hand. You can see there in the top left of the screen that I have a couple of options. I can place the ladder, I can drop the ladder, or I can toggle the preview. Now it might be a little bit hard to see from that angle, but you might just be able to make out that in front of me here, I actually have a second ladder. So I've got one on my hand here, and another one right in front of my face. This is the preview. So when I press E, this is where the ladder will appear. You can toggle that with the Y key there. Dropping the ladder does exactly as it sounds, and drops it on the spot. Dropped ladders can be picked up by pressing E. Now, just to clarify, this dropped ladder can now be interacted with by any player and can be seen by all players. The resource is properly networked, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to pick up the ladder here, and I'm going to go place it up against this roof. Placing ladders is a little bit finicky, at least at the moment, because it's based off of the way you're facing. And I've personally found the best way to place them is actually in first person. Alrighty, so now that I don't have a helmet on, we can see here, placing ladder is actually not too bad. So we can line it up right about there. And then I'm going to press E. My ladder is now placed. Once a ladder has been placed, you can climb it or you can pick it up. So I'm going to climb it. And there you are, I'm now on the roof that I wouldn't normally be able to reach from this height. Now, a point, obviously, if you just watched, if you were expecting a smooth climbing animation like you would normally see in GTA, that's unfortunately not the case here. Based off of the research that I did when creating this resource, there is no easy way to do that animation, or rather to climb the ladder as smoothly as you can. So the best we've got at the moment is a mixture of teleporting and animations, but that'll hopefully look a little bit better in future updates. So now that I'm up here, I'm just going to climb back down again. And there you have it. Just going to move this ladder out of the way for a second here, drop it on the ground there, just to show you that I wouldn't normally be able to reach that height. So the ladder did actually come in handy here. When you're carrying a ladder, you can't sprint. So I'm holding down shift here, nothing is happening. You can't jump. And you also can't get into any vehicles. Oh, I dropped the ladder there, and that's why that happened. But you can't get into any vehicles with the ladder. This is just sort of to increase the realism a little bit there, because you are sort of one-handedly carrying a ladder, which isn't an easy thing to do. So we're going to restrict your movement a little bit there. So what I'm just going to show off to you here is a little technique you can do when you're climbing. No ma'am, there is no one there at the moment.
I can hear you breathing.
Oh, that's awkward. So I'm going to line this up here. Right about there.
Weirdo.
Now I'm going to climb this ladder.
So weird.
There we go. So now that I'm up here, you're probably wondering, well, how would I get up there? When you have a ladder, when you're carrying a ladder, you can't climb a ladder. So you can't climb a ladder with a ladder, if that makes sense. That's because climbing a ladder with a ladder would be incredibly difficult. So the best you can do is once you've placed it, is get up close to it, and instead of climbing down, you can actually just pick up the ladder again. Now in real life this would be you leaning down and then pulling it up by hand, rung by rung, but obviously it's just a little bit easier here. So now, I've actually got an infinite climbing tool. And if you had multiple people, say for example, you needed multiple people up on this roof, the first person to come up could do what I just did, someone behind them could place the second ladder, and then everyone could use the second ladder while I use this ladder to get up to this next bit here. So again, I'll just show you, lining it up, right about there looks good, and now I can climb. And I know for a fact there's no collision at the top of this, so I'm going to be nice and glitched in the middle. Here we go. Lovely. Alright. Just jump down there. Once you've finished with your ladder, there isn't presently a way to put the ladder back into the truck, so the easiest thing to do, or the only thing to do I suppose, is to type in this command, ladder delete. If I can spell ladder delete, there you go. And that just removes the ladder from all players' screens. Ladders, if they're just left lying around, will stay consistent. I haven't tested multiple ladders left lying around at the yet at the time of this, or as of the time of this recording. So feel free to test that out. Let me know what happens. In regards to resource usage, it's actually quite low, capping out at around about 0.20 milliseconds per frame, and that's when you're carrying the ladder, one in your hand, one in front of you. That's the most intense part of the script. Other than that, the ladders sync up fairly well across other clients based on the testing that we've done. It appears that the animations, both carrying the ladder and climbing the ladder, don't quite sync properly. So when I watch someone else climbing a ladder, on their screen it's going to look okay. On my screen it looks like they'll be floating off the ladder slightly. And we'll see what we can do about that, but at the end of the day, it's FiveM, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. So I hope you enjoyed this short development showcase. Like I said, this resource is available right now in an alpha form. You can find the link to the GitHub repo in the description below, and you'll see another video like this one coming out shortly with the proper full beta release of the resource. Thank you to our public testers in the Discord for helping us out with testing this resource, and thank you for testing this resource in your own server. Also, thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Every little helps, it's much appreciated. Other than that, hope you have a fantastic day or evening, and Happy New Year, everyone.